full time. Doing gang things, living super clean. That done came up. Can't control us. One time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my foe that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control us. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my foe that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control us. Look at you done came up now. Get it how you live, mess the game up now. Ain't messing with yoga, but get the flame up. Hey, used to be Toby, but got your name back now. I see ya, paid under pressure. 25 lighters got them all on the dresser. If it ain't for you, ain't for you then. If you a lame or a sucker, wanna dress you then. Grown up now, bump the childish ways. Got a wife and a bunch of kids to raise. Punch a clock side hustle or a business you endure to ensure that all the bills is paid. Slow clap for your homeboy. Could've turned out like your homeboy. Been on the same block, cooking up the same rock on the cell block lot with your homeboy. But no, you had vision, you had goal. Brand new you on the old time road. Take care of home where you bust your low. Black men don't teach screaming bond the hoe. Real men talk, real king ways. Still in captivity, but minds ain't slave. Got a little wisdom, boy, you PD grade. Giving out the knowledge on the stoop these days. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my foe that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my foe that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. 1 time for the folk that have moved up. Even if you had a slow start screwed up. Used to gang bang, now homie brewed up. Had a little plan, I had them blew up. Look at you like a man right now. Dressed to the T, smelling like a grand right now. And you ain't got nothing from a handout now. Just faith and hard work as it planned out now. You could've took a bunch of dusty roads. The hand dealt with a bunch of cards to fold. To stay hot while the world is freezing cold. The same plot, but the story's never old. Slow clap for your kinfolk. Could've been asking what your info. Prosecutor could be trying to do you in for the 2020 twins, so you passing out the info. But no, you had purpose, you had plans. I ain't throwing nothing on Mercedes Benz. Don't impress y'all, don't need no fans. That ain't my God, who is that man? This real men talk, real king ways. Still in captivity, but minds ain't slave. Got a little wisdom while you peak these grades. Giving out the knowledge on the stoop these days. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my foe that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my foe that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. Yeah, real man. Sheesh. Yeah. Doing cane things. Living super clean. That it came up.
1 time for my king doing king things. Mom these hoes cause you know he got a good thing. I submit and I cook and I clean and I never hold back on that pop. I'ma let it rain. Made me honest, I got a ring. All praises to the most high, let it sing. A real man able, sister never came. And I ain't going nowhere, this is not a game. Look at you, girl, you're lonely right now. Settling for bums instead of men the most high. He provide and protect so he get our respect. And he leading us aboard when them chariots fly. I don't really think you hear me though. You can't cross this bridge on some billy goats. Let them save you in the end like a Semino. BS help me, shout let the silly go.
1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my foe that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my foe that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up.
Shalom and shalom, sisters and cousins, and praise the Lord, saints. It's your favorite housewife, Miss Money. Happy Thursday evening to you all. Thank you so much for being here with me. I'm so sorry, babe. Can you turn this light down a little bit? It's just a bit too bright. Please, Big Daddy, please. My producer, my husband, the love of my life, my right and my left hand. I couldn't do nothing without him. My love, ladies and gentlemen. over there off the screen. But when I tell you this man does everything, he does everything. So thank you so much for being here with me this evening. I realize that you could be anywhere on this worldwide internet, but you are here with me, and I appreciate that. Just in case you're not familiar with this face before you, please allow me to introduce myself. I go by Miss Mono's World in these content creator streets. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I'm on TikTok live right now. Shalom and shalom to everybody. If you're not already on the YouTube, please head over to the YouTube at Monologue Magad, MONOLOG MAGAD. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications so you know when we go live here at the House of Mono. Okay, what else? What else? Shout out to my audience on the Saya TV. Make sure you download the Saya TV app. Can you make it more yellow instead of white, please? Now look kind of orange.
That's what happens when you go yellow.
For some reason, when I do it, oh, that's fine. That's fine right there. That's perfect. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Okay. What was I saying? Shout out to my audience on the Nasaya TV. If you haven't already downloaded the Nasaya TV app on your Roku, your Fire Sticks, your Apple TVs, go ahead and do that. You can also watch them online at nasaya.tv. You can see past episodes of not just myself, but some other wonderful Israelite teachers on Nasaya TV. Let's see. What else? Okay, I think that's it. I think that's all. Oh, I have to get a caption for B3. Do not forget about B3. It is our 2-day 5-on-5 basketball tournament. It will be held November 28th and 29th. Yes, that is Thanksgiving Thursday and Friday. But since we do not observe the pillaging of our brothers and sisters, come on over and play some basketball, okay? It's 5-on-5. There is $1,000 cash prize to the winning team. There'll be specialty games like ladies on ladies, kids on kids. So, whatever, however you fit in, come on and get down. Come on to the basketball tourney. The Ballin' Through Babylon Bash B3. You can head over to 3mgmusic.com for more information and to sign up. We also are vendors. If you want to sign up, there will be performances. So far, we have confirmed Roe the chef and Anaviel the servant, and there will be more performers announced. So please stay up to date with us, okay? Brianna, shalom and shalom, sis. I just saw your DM on IG when I was getting on here, so I'm not ignoring you. But let me do this, and then I'll be sure to answer your DM, okay? But thank you for joining me, sis. All right, so today's main topic is make sure y'all like and share the live. Send it to your friends, send it to your family, send it to everybody. Okay, so our main topic is why won't you listen? Okay, and when I tell y'all it came to me and it was a stroke of genius, we're going to talk about that in a few minutes. But of course, I want to talk about what everybody else is talking about, of course, right? Diddy and that whole situation. And please hear me, okay? I am, as someone who lived through most of it, right? Because listening to the indictment, these charges and allegations go back to 2008. All right. I was born in 1980. Now, let me just say that it was before 2008, honey. It was before 2008 when things started going on and everything. But the indictment goes back to 2008, so that is as far back as they have something that they can actually prove, I guess. Up until now. So let's see, that was how many years ago? Almost 20 years ago. Okay, we're gonna say it was almost 20 years ago, 2008, 2024. Y'all forgive my math. Like 16 years ago. Okay, all right, 16 years ago. Here's the thing though. How has it been going on for that long? How is anything going on for that long? And here, what I want you to do is I want you to replace Diddy with yourself. And you're probably thinking, like, I would never do nothing that crazy. That is crazy. The stuff that he was charged with, I would never. And I hope and I pray that you would never. But what we don't realize is we all have that sin in our life that nobody knows about. Pardon me, I'm not gonna say we all because I don't, but some of you all, some of you all may have that sin in your life that no one knows about, and you think you've been getting away with it this whole time. Okay, but what you have to understand is we serve the Most High who sits high and looks low. Okay, there is nothing that gets past him. You cannot fool the Creator about anything. All right. Just like you want him to always be present for you, he's always present, regardless if it's for you or not. There's nothing that happens under the sun that the Most High is not aware of. So I'm not sure why we as people tend to think that, oh, we're going to get away with this and it's never going to come up and no one will ever hear about it. Now, listen, there are some things that you will scot-free get away with. There might be some things. And see, it's like shoplifting at Target, okay? Because at first you might get away with it, you steal a little thing out the dollar bin. Target don't care about that. You might steal a little $15, $20 shirt. They don't care about that. They are going to wait until those charges rack up on you and they can present you with a whole bang crime, felony, actual theft. Not just some petty shoplifting. They're not going to waste their time and their money behind no petty shoplifting. No, we need something for real. Okay, and so here's what you got to understand. And we talked about this last week. When you out here playing with evil and how evil will definitely make you pay a price. Okay, and now there are warning shots. Warning shots are fired. The Most High don't just come upon you and just swoop down on you for no reason. No, he's a merciful God, okay? He gonna talk to you and work with you. He will send prophets and he will send warnings and everything else. Shalom and shalom, Angelina. Thank you, sis. He will send warnings and he will send prophets and he will send everything else. And he will come and talk to you. And Jonah didn't just end up in the belly of the well. He was directed multiple times. Go to this place. Go to this place. Then the whole storm broke out. So it wasn't just like he just told the Most High no one time and that was it. No, there were warning signs. Okay. When Noah was warning the people about the flood that was coming upon the earth, he didn't just warn them one time. I'm happy to come across some books of history where it is said that for 120 years he was warning the people. 120 years. And now, mind you, I don't think that it's 120 years like we count, but it's still a long time. I'm not saying it was like days or weeks or months. No, we still talking about some years here. Okay. 120 years to warn people. So this is your grandfather, your daddy, and you all heard the same message, and you still chose to go in your sin. It's never just a one-time thing. Sin builds upon sin, builds upon sin. And it's like, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I don't want to sit here. I don't like when people just use the devil as a scapegoat for their sin. I don't like that. Yes, you will be tempted. And yes, it is the enemy that wants you to sin. But after a while, babe, you know exactly what you're doing. All right, let's look at our brother Samson. How his parents warned him, don't you marry that Philistine girl. It's plenty of beautiful Israelite women over here. Don't you marry that Philistine girl. He still went ahead and did it anyway. Then the men Samson asked the men the riddle. I think it was at the wedding, right? He asked them the riddle, and the answer was the lion and the honey. I don't remember how exactly he put the riddle. I don't remember exactly how he put it. Like in the eater, there was something sweet, and I don't remember how he put it, but it was like a lot. at stake here is like clothes and stuff at stake that was wagered between Solomon and the men. And instead of the men just being like, you know what, I don't know, they found Solomon's wife and told her, hey, if you don't tell us, we're going to burn down your house and your whole family. And she told them. Not once did she go and tell her husband, because that's what I was thinking. Like, okay, I might have told them the answer, but as soon as I get free, I'm going to go and let my husband know what's going on. Like, babe, listen, these men, they came to me and said, da-da-da-da-da-da, right? She didn't do that. Even after that, he stayed with this woman, okay? If someone comes to you and asks you, how can I take your strength from you? How can I make you weak? Is that not like the biggest red flag ever? Imagine if the last person you dated, the last relationship you were in, okay, it ended for whatever reason. Let's pretend it ended badly. I'm hoping it didn't, but let's pretend it ended badly. Do you think that if that person on the day that they met you walked up to you and was like, hey, I'd really like to get to know you, but let me warn you that I'm going to ruin your life, do you think that you would have continued on with that person? In your right mind, no, I'm not going to continue on with this person knowing that the end is destruction. Okay. And sidebar, because I think here's the problem, right? A lot of us we can't just be content with knowing that it's going to end bad. No, we got to know the details, because it's almost like we're questioning the Most High and his word choice. Like, well, what do you mean by end bad? Like, it's going to be totally bad because, he kind of fine. And I think this could be worth it. Or, I think he could show me a good time and he can make it all worth it. And so what you try to do is you try to reconcile, because I'm not telling you anything that I haven't done myself. Oh, well, I'm going to make him do this and I'm going to make him do that, and it's going to be worth it. And at least if I end up with my heart broke, I'll have something to show for it, which is cool if your life goal is to be a whore. Like that's a cool train of thought. If your life goal is to be a whore. Okay. But if your life goal is to grow and mature, then that's not a good way of thinking. Like the thing that we want to do is to get away from that person, right? So, you would think with Delilah continuing to ask Samson, how can I beat you? How can I defeat you? You won't tell me how I can tie you up. And I can't imagine that she was saying it in a sexy manner, because Samson was woken up to the men trying to tie him up. And every time he would just break the ropes. So he fully knew what was going on. And, these days we would say he was caught up. Like he couldn't get away from her. And it's almost like this same situation, because there has to be warning signs. Even if it's people, okay, can you imagine when whoever saw that tape of Diddy chasing Cassie to the elevator, can you imagine that person going up to him and being like, listen, bro, I got this tape right here, da-da-da-da-da. I'm sure he paid whoever not to get rid of the tape. Warning. There have been incidents where this man should have been put in jail and he paid his way, blamed his way, or whatever. Warning. Every time you almost get in trouble, consider that a warning, sis. Last month when you missed your period and you thank the Most High that you wasn't pregnant. Warning. Somebody walked up to you and told you something about somebody you thought you was involved with, and you heard something. Warning. But instead of heeding the warning, you just want to continue in your sin. And it's almost like it's almost as if the enemy is just sitting back, like, let them rack up enough sin so that when I go to accuse them, just like the court do, I'm going to let you rack up enough sin so that when I go to accuse you, there's absolutely no doubt in anyone's mind of the things that you've done. And I'm not saying, please understand, I told you, put yourself in Diddy's place. Okay. I'm not trying to say this man is some kind of innocent martyr or anything like that, but put yourself in that place. Because we always like to look at, celebrities as just fodder for gossip. But no, y'all need to look at what's going on with these people and realize that although it's happening on a more global scale, this can definitely be a personal issue. I tell y'all a lot. Like, there's some things that I did that it's only the grace of the Most High that I'm not sitting there in prison right now and I didn't get caught. Like, I literally escaped by the skin of my teeth. The last situation that I escaped from, I'm telling you, I don't even want to know what would have happened. That's how that's how bad it was. It was just crazy. Like, I don't want to know what would have happened if I wouldn't have left when the Most High told me to leave. And here's what's crazy. It's not the first time he told me to leave. Merciful. Merciful. Some of y'all can attest to his mercy. If you keep it real, you can attest to his mercy. But we continue to abuse it and continue to abuse it. Oh, okay, I'm going to get away. If I can get away with this, then, and if I can get away with that. And it's like when you pass the test and you're supposed to go to the next level, you feel like getting away with the sin is passing the test. And now I'm going to go deeper and deeper into the depths of hell. Like, how deep can we go with this? And so we have to understand also, we come from a group of people who are no strangers to sin. No strangers at all. Okay. Our forefather Abraham was called out from a family of idol worshipers. Our forefather was called out from a family who had idols in their home. Okay. The Most High purposely picked him to come out of the sin of the people that was around him and to come and serve him. You have to think about this. No, it says Noah and his family were the only righteous ones at the time. Can you imagine being the only righteous person in your world? The only one who's trying to live upright, the only one who's trying to keep the law of the Most High. You can't lean on nobody for support. Everybody around you trying to get you, and all you trying to do is live upright. Can you imagine how frustrating and depressing that must be? Gabar, shalom and shalom. Thank you for joining me. Can you imagine how depressing that must be? And so, at the time of the ark, after Noah had warned the people, okay, the ground start breaking up and the water start rising and the water start coming from the sky because it had not rained before, and the water start coming from the sky, and all these people are help me. No, you had all this time. And so at what point are you honest with yourself and say, you know what, I got to stop doing this. I have got to step back from this. We live in a society that is the remnant of another society where, sin was just the law of the land. If you think about the fact that we are just a continuation of ye old Roman Empire, and you see how those people who had achieved some level of power, fame, or wealth conducted their lives, they felt like they had a right to any pleasure that they wanted. This is why if you go back and read stories of Roman emperors, you will often find that they were very sexually perverse and they felt like nothing was off limit, man, child, woman, or animal. I'm not making it up. Go and look. Okay, but if you understand that these are the kind of people that are the head of our society now, I would think that if your intention is to be righteous, you would want to separate yourself far from them. Okay. But unfortunately, when it comes to achieving and acquiring the things of this world, we feel like the best way to do that is to become one of them. Oh, I want to be rich. I want to be famous. I want to be wealthy. So let me go and do the things that the rich and the famous and the wealthy people are doing. But you have to understand that there's a group of people that were told that they would live by the sword on this earth, that they would go around the world raping, pillaging, and killing. And that because of this, they would live off the fat of the land. Can't you see that? Can't you see that literally happening in front of you? I'm sorry, y'all. This piece of hair is like getting on my nerves. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Like, can't you see this like literally playing out in front of you? And so when you choose to go and collude with that side, what do you think is going to happen to you? Do you think that you can be in the midst of all that lust and temptation and not feel like you're entitled to any of it? Not be tempted by any of it? Remove yourself from the situation. We talked about this before when I talked to y'all about staying in situations too long. Okay, once is a mistake, twice maybe, but after the third time, baby, you got a problem. You're in that thing. You're caught up in that thing. And all you're doing is making the trap easier and bigger for you. Can you close that door, please? It's kind of loud. Thank you. All you're doing is making the situation worse for yourself. Instead of you realizing what's going on. And here's what's crazy, because I've even found myself in those situations where I knew what I was doing was wrong. I knew it was wrong. I said it to myself. You be praying in the middle of the sin. Lord, please don't let me get caught. Yahweh, please cover me. Please, if you get me out of this one time, I'll never do it again. I promise. And here's what y'all need to realize. Some of y'all ain't built for a life of crime. I know I'm not. And some of y'all not either. And let me tell you something about that. Listen, jail life is not the life for me. The one time I went to jail, it was behind a suspended. First of all, I was in Georgia. My license was suspended in Jersey for some tolls or whatever. Okay. And I forgot I didn't pay the toll. And so, Cobb County, if you ever been to Cobb County, they do not play. Okay. So they took me to jail. Y'all. No, I was bugging out. First of all, they had me in there with some girl who was charged with like robbery and homicide. Excuse me. I'm in here for a suspended license. I don't want to be in here with no killers and robbers and drug dealers. No. That sounded cute on the street. It's cute in a song. Okay? These rappers have you thinking like, yeah, you about that thug life. No, ma'am, sis cousin, not getting locked up in Cobb County. No. I realized quickly, oh no, this is not the life for me. And this is what y'all got to know y'all limits. Like, some of us not built for a life of crime. Listen, imagine waking up tomorrow in a jail cell. Now, I'm going to assume that most of you all are sleeping on a bed with sheets, with air conditioning. You can get up and take a shower when you want, even if you on somebody's couch. All right, even if you on somebody's couch, you got air conditioning. You can go eat when you want to. You can take a shower. You can close the door and have some privacy. In jail, there's none of that. They give you a plate of slop to eat. You got to put on some clothes that you don't know how many other people have been in. And do you know the kind of people that go to jail? We talk about prostitutes and drug addicts and everything else that had on these same clothes. And you want me to put my body in there? Not just the clothes. You can't wear your own underwear. You cannot wear your own underwear in jail. Some of y'all not ready for that. It traumatized the heck out of me.
You can if you've been locked up for a minute. People can bring you some white girls.
I'm talking about when I first got arrested and they told me I had to change. Oh, baby. Listen, I was cool until they told me that I had to change. I was cool. I was holding it together, making my phone calls, like, please, somebody come get me. And I'm thinking like, okay, they'll be here before they try to take me upstairs or anything. No, because it was Halloween night. So that I sat down there for like a day and a half just in the holding area before they even processed me. And then they come talk about, oh, it's time for you to change. I cried. I didn't care what nobody thought at that point. I wasn't trying to be hard or nothing. No, get me out of here. I called my mom. I was like, Mom, you got to come get me right now. When she heard me, my mama was down there when she heard me crying. But you don't think of the consequences while you're getting away with it, right? 1 Corinthians 10 and 21. Can you get that for me, please? Because I don't know what it says, or if you don't mind putting it in the chat. I'm sorry.
What?
1 Corinthians 10 and 21.
How much you gonna pay?
I'll pay you in love and hugs and kisses.
I need a mic.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Check. 1 Corinthians 10 and 21. Turn my mic down some, please. Check. Actually, turn the speakers down some. The big knob.
This one.
Keep going. Turn it a lot down.
Oh my God.
Keep going. I was listening to music. Check. 1 Corinthians 10 and 21. You cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of devils. You cannot be partakers of the Lord's table and of the devils and of the table of devils.
That's it.
That's it, Sean.
All praises.
You can't do both, y'all.
You cannot do both.
One or the other.
And here's the thing that I'm gonna say to y'all. A lot of y'all, no, y'all know what y'all doing. I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, maybe some of you guys. No, y'all know what y'all doing. Because like I said, you'll be praying in the middle of your sin. You getting up from that man's bed praying, Lord, please forgive me. Yahweh, please forgive me. I ain't never gonna do it again. Matter of fact, before you get up, while you taking off your clothes,
You're gonna do it again.
please forgive me. I ain't never gonna do it again. And then you be right back there the next day doing it again. Okay, let me go through y'all comments. I'm sorry. Okay, listen. A lot of people been there. They just don't want to admit it. King 7, Shalom and Shalom. Thank you for joining us. Why my son just walked in and said Miss Mono went to jail. No, I'm not a thug. I'm the total opposite of a thug. Listen, if I would have experienced that in the midst of my fake criminal activity, baby, I'd have told everything. I would have told on everybody. I would have told on everybody.
She was not Miss Mono when she went to jail.
No, I was not Miss Mono. That was Ray Ray that went to jail, okay? And let me tell you something. If that would have happened while I was doing the things that I was really scared of going to jail for, they'd have probably had to put me in WITSEC because I'd have told. I'm not built for that. And y'all need to know this. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you guys just don't watch true crime or you don't listen to other people's testimonies, but do that. Like, no, really listen to what these people are telling you that they went through, because there are some things that I can honestly say I never need to experience in life.
If I decide to get a brick and sell it and we get caught, Miss Mono is stealing. Just so y'all know.
No. So, no, not if you're trying to support our family. No, I told you.
If one of y'all with Miss Mono and you trying to flip a brick, you told on.
Oh, you were told on. Don't have it in the car with me. Don't have it in the car with me. Nope. Ty the dog, guys. Shalom, shalom. Thank you for joining us. My homies used to pray for the re-up to come through. Listen. And I hated being the one transporting it, okay? I hated being the one transporting it. Totally nerve-wracking. Billy just said Miss Ray would have told. Yes, Billy, I would have told. Yes. See, I know me. All right. And this is the thing. I need y'all to know y'all. But most importantly, man, where does your soul want to go? Where does your soul want to go? Because, like I tell you, you're going to serve the Most High. Like, if you're listening to the sound of my voice and you've been listening or whatever, this your first time listening, and you feeling convicted, listen, you are going to serve the Most High in whatever condition you are in. On preaching from the top of an ark while people are begging you to get on the ark, spit out of
Big fish.
a whale's belly or a big fish's belly, spit out of one of those covered in fish slop, you're going to serve the Most High. Fresh out of a fiery furnace, you're going to serve the Most High. Killing having to stand in a field, being a shepherd and killing lions and tigers and bears, and then a Philistine giant, you're going to serve the Most High. And hopefully you can come through with a story of glory. Look at the journey of King David. This man lost a child, which I don't ever want. You
gonna do this ministry or you gonna do prison ministry? One of the two.
Or hospital ministry. Or rehab ministry, or homeless ministry. You know, we talk about jail. I don't know if being homeless is worse than being in jail. I can't say. I don't know. At least when you're homeless, you got your freedom.
Yeah, I've never been homeless.
Right, me neither. So I've
done plenty of homeless ministry, but I have been in jail.
And that's the other thing I was about to say. You know, if you're homeless in Atlanta, you're going to eat.
Yeah,
right?
I've been to jail many times. I'm definitely gonna choose homelessness
over jail.
Yeah. You can meet somebody. You know what I'm saying? You can finesse them. You know what I'm saying?
Hobosexual.
Yeah, you get clean. You get clean. You know what I'm saying?
Instantly, you're gonna be the hobosexual. Yes, anything for a roof.
I'd have pulled up on you. Hey, man.
You wouldn't have pulled up on me.
Speaking
of homosexuals, ladies, it's September.
I can fix.
Lock up your houses. Lock up your apartments. You ain't taking no new friends until April, May, once it get warm back outside.
Don't listen to that. You're going to miss your boo. Your boo might be out. You might meet a boo in the cold. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know about that.
He might got his own, too.
Okay, make sure he got his own. I was listening to this story. This girl met this guy, and like they were sitting in his car talking after a date, and he kept saying like stuff about how he can't go home or whatever. And she was like, whatever. And then he was like, well, I guess I'm gonna go to Planet Fitness and take a shower. And so she's like, well, is he homeless? Or listen, if he going to Planet Fitness to take a shower, he's homeless. Okay, I don't know.
Maybe
anybody.
His water is down in his home.
Nah, because he said he can't go back home. I got to go to Planet Fitness and take a shower. So no.
He not Boaz.
No, not at all. Boaz had plenty of places to stay, and then he went and got some more land. Not at all. Or a grave ministry, letting people learn from your mistakes.
That's a hand clap there.
Because me and my husband was first dating, and I don't remember what we was talking about, but I had said to him like, wow, it would really be a shame for everyone else to benefit from the gifts that the Most High has on your life and you don't. And this is what I'm saying. You're going to serve the Most High regardless. So you're going to preach that word. You're going to get out here and change life with your words. People are going to listen to you and come out of their sins and repent and turn from their sins and go on to live a better life. Oh, these things are going to happen if that's what you're ordained to do. But your level of obedience determines your reward. You don't get points just for praying for other people. You don't get points because something you said led someone to salvation. No, these are just coincidences. It's literally like a remote control car. Like the Most High is like, okay, you don't want to listen. Well, this is what you're gonna do. Do. Nothing for you, because you was kicking and screaming the whole time. And here's the thing: I don't know what you all are kicking and screaming about. I just had a conversation with a friend of mine from high school, and she was like, listen, I done did all that street stuff. I want to stay in the house now. I want to get married, and I want to lay up in my house with my husband. And I don't know if maybe some of you all are just Maybe you just don't know. Maybe you feel like, oh, it's something else out there in the streets for me that I just have to experience. And I'm here to tell you there's nothing out there in them streets but death and destruction. Nothing out there in them streets. They like to just, put that label on the drug dealers. Oh, you're going to end up dead or in jail. But ladies, no, y'all ending up dead and in jail too. No, they taking your butt right to jail when you're in the car with them. You in the house with them. They taking your butt right to jail. I can't tell you how many times I've been sitting in an apartment and and got scared all of a sudden. Mind you, I'm not the criminal here. This is, be careful of the people that you're around. You're not going to get away. You're not going to stand in front of the judge and be like, oh, I didn't know. Oh, that's not mine. None of that works anymore. So why set yourself up to be in a horrible, horrible position? I can't imagine the kind of regret and the kind of thought process that you have to go through while you're sitting in jail. Again, imagine going from where you are right now and you're waking up on a pancake thin mattress laying on a metal slab waiting for someone to tell you when you can get up, when you can eat, if you can take a shower, if you're going to have hygiene products. Ladies, the fall is never cushioned. There's no tempering the fall. You can't decide the degrees of your punishment or how fast it comes. Look at your boy Puff. He definitely thought he was going to get bail. He put up a $48 million house, his mama's house. He had all his family surrender their passports. He said, look, you can have live-in security guards in my house. I won't see any women. You could take my cell phone. He was literally throwing himself at the judge's feet. Take everything from me. And they still denied this man bail twice. I don't know. I can't recall a situation where someone was denied bail and there wasn't a murder charge. Like, denied bail and nobody died? Well, on the indictment anyway, because R.I.P. Biggie Smalls, I mean, do you think that he thought that he was going to have to sit in jail this whole time? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. He's Sean Combs. He's partying with Clive Davis, for crying out loud. He's been to the White House how many times? He had the key to New York City. He definitely thought, I'm going to go in here, I'm going to pay this bail, my lawyer's going to work it out while I'm still free, and then it'll be over. You don't get to decide the degree of your fall. Do you think that when Nebuchadnezzar had to go through his, I don't know if you want to call it punishment, dissension, or whatever, and he wound up living like a beast, do you think that he would have chose that? Do you think that David would have chose to lose his child? Absolutely not. Do you think that Adam knew that if I let this woman mislead me, I'm going to lead humanity into sin and death and despair? No, he couldn't have been thinking that. When you're caught up in sin, all you're thinking is, ooh, this feels good. Ooh, I like this. This makes me happy right now, so this is what I'm going to do. You're never thinking of the downfall. And I want to urge y'all, please, get your affairs in order. Get your affairs in order. You know, we always like to talk about Judgment Day, but we don't acknowledge those judgment moments. Those moments when it's time to pay the piper. You done been found out. She done seen that text message, or somebody done seen that phone call, or the sirens is behind you, or they knocking at your door. You don't think about these things. I'm urging you all to please take this as a warning. And I'm not trying to be super deep or anything like that. I'm not about to tell y'all that the Lord showed me anything, because that's not true. But when I see things like this, it's jarring to me. It makes me examine myself like, ooh, thank the Lord I'm not living that life anymore. But y'all, please get yourselves together, whatever it is, while it is able to be a secret between you, the Most High, and whoever was there with you. Okay, because right now they're the only people that know. But keep trying his hand. You keep trying that mercy. It's like a boiling pot. It's only so long that water is going to stay in that pot, even if you put a lid on it. And just like, speaking of putting a lid on it, what's that they was charging him with? Witness tampering. He out here threatening people if they testify. That's trying to put a lid on it, and that makes it worse, because now it's a big old mess and a whole new explosion. So please, code. I already told you, I don't know what co-defended me. All I know is protect me. Okay, send me to witness protection. I'm Sammy Garvano. I'm telling everything. Okay, so please, y'all, please, like, pay attention to what's going on around you, and examine yourselves for a second. Like, examine yourself. Figure out what you're doing. Make sure you want to up and up. Clean up any loose ends that need to be cleaned up, because I hate to see a sister pop up pregnant. I hate it. Dang, sis. And you was trying to live right. And I get it. Okay. You was trying to live right. You slipped up. And in no way am I saying that this is a reason for unaliving any babies. I'm not saying that at all. No, we do not add one sin onto another. Okay. But I hate to see y'all get caught up like that. Because that's rough. Like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications so you know when we go live here at the House of Mono. If you like what I'm saying, or you would just like to support what we got going on here, please head over to the Cash App $, the House of Mono, where $1 or $2 will do. Let's see what else. Okay, that's it, y'all. Like, share, subscribe. The seasons are changing, and my allergies are letting me know. What I love about living in Georgia, right? Listen, I'm praying for y'all and y'all kids. I don't have any kids in the school system right now. All praises to the Most High. Well, there's one that's still in school. One in high school, one in college. I don't really think of college as a school system, but I guess I should. So actually there's two, one in high school, one in college. They're both, well, the one in college just started. The one in high school is almost finished. So not too much longer to deal with that. But these threats are crazy, and no one cares. And the reason I'm saying no one cares is because they won't close the school. They won't send it. They won't stop anything. They're just going to keep telling you, the threat's not credible. There's no name on the school. So, we investigated. Y'all investigated the last tragedy. Y'all was investigating that tragedy for over a year. It was. Even the day of the tragedy, the boy's mom called and y'all still decided it was nothing. So how am I supposed to trust you with my children? So I am really, really praying for you guys that, and I understand some of you have to send your kids to school, but let this be a testament to the kind of society that we are dealing with, the kind of people that we are dealing with here. Because to me and my understanding, any life is too precious to be lost over the money that they get for having your child come to school every day. Please understand that that's why they're on you about, they have to be here this many days out of the year, because that's how they get funding from the government. The government gives them a certain amount of money for every kid that they can corral in the school. And so that's why we can't close the schools, because if we close the schools, then who's going to get paid? And if you haven't figured out that everything in this country is an industry, oh, poor baby. Education is an industry now. There are companies who make their living supplying the school system. All those book publishers, the mat people, the desk people, the people that make the chairs, the people who provide the food to the cafeteria, no matter what quality that is, the computer people, Google Chrome. They giving out them Chromebooks. You think they not getting money for that? It's too much going on. I'll even go as far as to say they desire school because it becomes a cesspool of disease. Send your kid to daycare and watch them come back sick every week. So, the world is waxing worse and worse every day. Every day. Every day is worse. And I'm going to say this, and then we're going to get to our main topic. But I don't remember what I was watching, but it just made me think of it. I don't want to get flagged, but Trump and his, what was this, the second assassination attempt? I really feel like it is just low down and dirty to do that right now, especially in the wake of what's going on with our schools. That is just low down and dirty. I'm trying to watch what I say because I don't want to speak on anything without proof. You understand what I'm saying? Well, we can't prove that this wasn't real. We can't prove that it wasn't set up. But I'm not inclined to believe that this man is just some kind of superhero and twice somebody missed, twice somebody tried to take him out and missed twice. And so I don't like it because now you're taking away attention from other more important things. But anyway, like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications, like and share the lives. All right, why won't you listen? Why won't you listen? So, what was that, yesterday? We was outside? Or was that Tuesday?
What?
We was outside in the garden.
Yesterday.
Yesterday we were outside tilling our garden. We're getting ready to plant for the fall, so we had to till and add the compost and everything else. And so my husband went and bought us a tiller. Like, we usually just rent one from Home Depot, but he went and bought one. And so this one was strong. I don't know. He tells me it was stronger. I have never touched a tiller. Have I? I don't remember. I try to help, but they don't let me. So he was letting the boys use the tiller, and he had already told me oh, this tiller is pretty strong. So he's letting the boys use the tiller, and Paxton grabs the tiller, and you have to press the handle for it to go. So he's holding on to the handle, and the tiller is kind of running him down, and I'm so afraid he's gonna run into the chicken cage, but I don't say anything. So my husband's just just let go. He lets go, and the thing stops. And it was oh, because me and all my panic, I was probably ran over there and just grabbed it or grabbed him or something or screamed. But my husband being able to stay calm and talk to him and tell him, just let go. And because Paxton was able to listen in that moment, he saved himself from hurt. He saved the chickens, because what would have happened to the chickens? He saved us basically from having to deal with a little mini disaster. And so how many times in your life are you just so overtaken by your emotions that you cannot hear what God is trying to tell you? How many times are you just so written with anxiety about what's not going right for you and what's not happening for you the way you want it to, that when the Most High is trying to instruct you, you have let your anxiety turn into anger, and so now you refuse to even listen. Because don't act like that doesn't happen sometimes. Well, Yahweh, you're not moving fast enough, so I'll just do it myself. That's not what I said I wanted. I told you I wanted that job, and since you're not doing what I want, I'll just do it myself. You keep going and keep going and keep going, even though he's telling you to let it go. And instead of you letting go, stopping where you are and avoiding a disaster, you keep stepping on the gas and driving yourself further and further and further away from where you really belong. Okay. And here's the thing, it doesn't have to be a blatant all-out sin, right? Because a lot of us feel like, well, if it's not a written law, then it's not a sin and I can do it. When Paul clearly told us, yes, things are lawful, but they're not always expedient. It's not always efficient for you. It's not always going to serve your ultimate purpose. And it's like we have thrown away our discretion now once we have discovered that we're supposed to be really keeping the law. Okay. Now, one thing that we did learn from church is how to feel, for lack of a better word, about things. For instance, I can't watch a lot of true crime. Like those true crime shows and podcasts where people are getting killed and I can't do that too much. It starts to disturb my spirit, and it riles up the spirit of fear in me. My husband, he can watch it all day. He'll sleep through it. He don't care. But for me to do that is not expedient for me, knowing that I have issues overcoming fear. And so if I'm not paying attention to what disturbs my spirit, to what is not expedient to me, I will continue going along a path that is still going to end in my destruction, even though I'm telling myself, oh, well, I'm not really committing any sin. I mean, there's nothing written against this thing that I'm doing. I have issues spending money. My husband does not. It would not be expedient for me to say to my husband, oh, well, I'm going to handle, I'm going to handle my finances and this is my money over here. And no, that is not. That is only going to lead to my family being in a worse position than they can be. Why won't you just listen? And a lot of y'all want to say, oh, well, I don't know when the Most High is talking to me, but you do, boo. And you just want to use that as an excuse. Some of y'all do. Some of y'all hear in a still voice. Some of you all, you will get confirmation from other people. Things will happen. And instead of you just letting things happen, you're so determined to have your way that you're not going to just let it happen. You're going to make it happen. You're going to go out here and you're going to manipulate and you're going to do whatever you have to do. I know a woman who was dating this man, and whenever they would get in an argument, she would just, dramatically, like, oh my God, I'm so upset. Why are you doing this to me? Blah, 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 blah. Knowing that he would always come to her. He couldn't stand to see her cry. He would always come to her and try to comfort her and kind of just pacify her and give her whatever he wants. And so it always makes me wonder, like, if she had not done that, would they still be together? I mean, who wants to be in a relationship with someone you had to manipulate to be with you anyway? Why do you always have to wonder, like, does this person really like me for myself? Or do they like who I had to pretend to be to get them? Instead of just letting it go. instead of understanding that the Most High knows your end from your beginning. He knew your whole story before he created you in your mother's womb, before he created your mother. He knew that one day you was going to be born and you were going to live this life, and this is the purpose that he had for you in this life. And as much as we like to walk around talking about, oh, my father loves me and da 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 da, and you know, I have the favor of the Most High and all this stuff, you like to say it, but you don't like to live in it, because if you really thought that, you would relax a whole lot more. And I'm not saying not to do all that you can do. Get your education, sis. Get your training. Go to tech school. Get the license. Do what you have. Do what you can do is what I'm saying. Honestly and above board. Okay? But when you get to like, oh, well, school's taking too long, I think I'm going to go out here and see what the streets have to offer. Okay, now you're not listening. You're going to go through some broke days. Unless you come from generational wealth and you are inheriting your wealth, you're going to have some broke days. You're going to have some days when you can't make 1 and 1 equal 2. Where is your faith in this time? It's easy to have faith when everything is working out. You don't have to exercise faith at that point. It's all working out for you. You can live by sight because everything you see is good. So you feel like it's all good. I'm doing good. I don't have to wait for anything. What about when your foot is on the gas and you're headed toward disaster? We get fooled into thinking that drama and a whole bunch of mess is fun, right? We live in an age of Real Housewives. We live in an age of reality TV. And every time you turn on the TV, what's going on? Somebody's arguing about something. And sometimes I'm sitting there and I'm watching and I'm like, this is stupid. And then it's to the point where it's like, clearly they're setting them up to argue and fight. Like, clearly that's what's going on here. You can see it going on. But you know, we live in this world where whatever's on TV is idolized and imagery is everything. And so now we want to duplicate this same feeling, this same effect in our own lives. And I tell people all the time, I watch TV for drama. I don't want it in my own life. I like my life to be calm and quiet. What the Bible say, quiet, minding my business. That's how I want my life to be. Okay. I get my drama from TV and movies, and I'm happy to leave it there. But some of y'all bring it in. You adopt it as your personality because you have not learned to be okay in the quiet. It's like, ooh, something's got to be jumping off. Something's got to be going on, or there's no way I can be happy and at peace. Think about that. If there's always something going on with you, you always in some kind of beef, you always in some kind of drama, you always falling out with somebody. Every time you turn around, it's a problem. You don't want a life of peace. You have not reached that maturity level yet. And so why would the Most High send you a Boaz when all you're going to be doing is running the streets and on the phone with your friends and doing everything but being quiet, staying at home, and being a good wife? You haven't matured to the point to handle that. No man wants to come home to a bunch of fussing, screaming, arguing, and nagging. I don't nag my husband. Do I? Do I nag you?
No, you don't.
I don't. Be honest. You can tell the truth. Like, I purposely make it a point not to. He won't take out the garbage? Okay, I'll take it out myself. No problem. I know that him seeing me take out the garbage is going to affect him more than anything that I could say. That is going to make him get up more than me asking him to take out the garbage a million times. Now, if it's something that I can't do myself, I'm not going to nag. I'm going to wait for the proper time Probably gonna be in the bedroom with the door closed.
Hey, you can hand me something soon after this over.
Okay, but so I'm telling you that to get you to understand that even though yes, life is quiet and life is calm, it does not mean that there has to be unhappiness. You just have to be okay with the quiet. And I know it's hard because sometimes that silence can be really loud, especially when you're single and you maybe just came back from being with your family or you were hanging out with other people and now you're home alone and now it's quiet and now your loneliness kicks in and oh, I want. But here's what you have to understand. You are where you're supposed to be right now. Where you are is the situation that's best for you in the condition that you are in. I'm not saying you can't do better. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is right now, for the sum total of your decisions, where you are is the best place for you to be. Now, if you're looking around and saying, "Oh my goodness, this is not what I want at all." Okay, light bulb, let's get to work. But really, if your complaint is, "Oh, I'm lonely, I want a husband," then ma'am, sis, cousin, sit down, put on your seatbelt, and chill the heck out. Chill the heck out. Loneliness is how you end up being coerced into sex acts that you had no intention of committing. Loneliness and desperation will have you out here being ketamine and doped up, not remembering what happened to you the night before. Loneliness will drive you in the total opposite direction of where the Most High has you to go. And you have to understand, you know, the society that we live in now is very much an individualistic society. When I believe that I don't think that we were ever meant to live that way. I mean, if we look through the Bible, what happened? People had a family. The daughter went and got married. The son went and took a wife and they started another family. You don't really hear about, oh, well, this one was living alone, throughout her 20s. And not that was not so much a common thing. Even we don't even have to go back as far as Bible days. Just look back through history. Like, we're really the first generation, us and our parents, I'm going to say, that really did this whole women living alone, women being single for a long time thing. But look at the situation that has us in now. Now we're actually debating over whether children have the right to live or not. Because instead of the focus being on how to raise strong families, how to be a part of a family, we're more focused on teaching people how to live alone and how to be individuals. You don't need anybody else. You can be totally independent of anyone else. And if that's not your desire, with prayer and supplication, make your request known unto the Lord. That does not mean that as soon as you pray that prayer, that it's going to be answered. Some people prayed a prayer for years. And, we like to tell the story of the lady who went before the judge and she kept asking. And then he was finally like, fine, give her whatever she wants. You don't know how long that lady went there? Weeks, months, years. You have no idea how long she was praying that prayer. You don't know how long it was before he was like, fine, give her what she wants. But what you do know is that you serve a Most High God who already has your life planned out and knows when is the right time to bless you with the thing. I often wonder, like, dang, why me and my husband could have just hooked up when we was younger and been together and lived our life together and that would have been it. But I know myself, okay? I'm not going to speak for my husband, but I can speak for myself. And I know that I was once a hard-headed, stiff-necked person. And I was one who would not listen. I had to learn a lot of my life lessons the hard way, like a fool, because I would not heed wisdom from other people around me. I wouldn't. I just always felt like, you know what? I'm going to go make this mistake personally. Oh, no, I'm not going to listen to your story. I got to have my own story, like a dummy. Like a dummy. And that's what some of y'all is out here doing. Like, y'all gonna sit here and listen to me, and then as soon as probably before we finish, you texting that person who you know you shouldn't be texting. You making them plans for this weekend that you know you shouldn't be making. It's so hard. It's so hard. It's not so hard. It's not so hard. How bad do you want it? You say you want a Boaz. How bad you want him? You gonna give up night dates? You know you can't keep your legs closed at night. Give up night dates. Y'all can go to brunch. Y'all can go to lunch. You go in your car and you go home, and he go in his car and he go home. If you want it bad enough, you'll do what you have to do to get the thing. Okay. Just like when you want that raise on a job and you focus in and you do what you got to do. When you want that degree, you focus in and you study and you do what you got to do to get it done. My husband get up every day and get out here and provide for our family. He gets up every day and he makes it happen. How bad do you want righteousness? How much is it the desire of your heart to please the Most High? You're not going to tell me, like, time and money. That's how you know if someone is interested in you. His time and his money. These are the two things, the two most precious things that any man can possess. If he is not giving those things to you, then you are not a priority. The same thing when it comes to the Most High, sans the money. We're not talking about your money. We're talking about your time, your attention, the intent of your heart. How much is it turned toward pleasing the Most High? Are you just interested in pleasing your flesh? And therefore, you cannot heed the warning and instruction of the Most High. You'll sit somewhere. You might be sitting here tonight under the sound of my voice, or you may hear a sermon tomorrow. You may hear a class next week, and it'll deal with your very situation. But because you are so determined to prove yourself right, even though the Most High is not a man that he should ever lie. Okay, he cannot lie. Even though you know this, you are so determined that you are going to prove yourself right and that you are going to get the outcome that you want, that you refuse to listen to anybody else who's not going along with your program. And instead of you realizing, oh, this is wisdom here, I need to heed and listen, you'll tell this person, oh, you're being negative and I don't want to hear that. Don't come around me with that negativity. And this is what I hate about those terms, positive and negative, because it's relative to the person that's saying it. Okay, if you come up to me and you start, talking crazy about the dog or something, because you talk crazy about my kids, that's another story. But say you start saying something crazy about my dogs or whatever. Okay, get away from me. That's negative. I don't want to hear that. That's not supportive of what I got going on right now. Okay, but when you're out in when you are out in sin and you find people to support that sin, all of a sudden this becomes positive. You want to see a perfect example of that? Look at Lizzo. Look at Lizzo, her and his body positivity, and accept yourself. And it's not dangerous to be morbidly obese. I don't know what these people are talking about. They're just hating. But where's she at now? Losing weight. Talking about how much better she feels and how happy she is with herself. But what happened? Just a minute ago, losing weight was negative. Working out was negative. Eating healthy was negative. I was supposed to embrace my morbid obesity. It's not about what's relative to you. It's about what's absolutely right and wrong. This is why we need the word. This is why we need that foundation of the law. That is to be our moral compass, not what we want. If you come up to me like, I don't like them earrings, okay, that's negative. Boop, I don't want to hear that. You understand what I'm saying? It's just like that. If you not coming and tickling my ear, if what you're saying is not tickling my ear, what you're saying is not feeling good, then that's negative to me. It's causing bad feelings, even if that bad feeling is a feeling of conviction. Okay, instead of you embracing that conviction and saying, you know what, Most High, I hear you, you won't listen, you'll cast that to the side, and that's just the devil talking. That's the enemy talking. They just hating on me. And I don't know where this weird obsession with, oh, everybody's hating on me, coming from. Hating on you for what, babe? For what? I mean, really. Look around. What are you being hated on for? And you know the conviction of the Most High because it does not go away. And here's what I used to always feel like as long as I had a conscience and as long as I was bothered by the things that I did, then it was okay. And I know that sounds crazy, right? Because it's like, okay, obviously it's bothering you, so you need to stop. But in my mind, in my sinful mind, I had convinced myself that, well, as long as I'm bothered by it, then the Most High hasn't taken his hand off me and I'm good to continue sinning. I had convinced myself of that, and I rebuke y'all from don't you tell yourself that. I rebuke them. Do not do that. Okay, that was stupid. That was crazy of me. Stop taking conviction of the Most High as a joke. Y'all think it's a game and it's not. You're playing with your soul. And more importantly, you're playing with your life because, everybody talks about death and dying, but there are worse things to live through than death and dying. Death is final. That's it. You don't feel nothing else. That's it. As far as we know on this temporal plane, what we're going through here is over for you. But what about the stuff you got to live through? What about the things that you have to live through? I was watching this YouTube video on this procedure. It's called Sonobello. And I don't know how many of y'all have ever heard of it, but it's laser fat removal, right? So they use lasers instead of like doing a whole actual BBL. But the thing is disfiguring people. There's this one supermodel, Linda Evangelista. If you look up her pictures, this lady was beautiful. She's a freaking supermodel, right? Gorgeous, like slim, cut, she was gorgeous. She went to the Sonobella thinking, okay, I'm gonna just have a little, fat removed, and now her whole face is freaking deformed. There are people walking around with lumps and bumps in their stomachs and thighs and places where they had this procedure done, and they have to live with that. Surgery's not fixing it. They have to live with the deformity. And then I can imagine it's worse to have to live with it knowing you did it to yourself. So this wasn't a freak accident. It wasn't anything out of your control. You were not content with what you had at the time. You felt the need to tamper with it, and now you have to live with this disfigurement. I'm sure you've heard the story of the lady who lost her arms and her legs from getting the fake silicone injections. She didn't want that. She just wanted a bigger butt. Not content with the body that the Most High had given her. Chasing after what? Why won't you listen? Look around, and what's so crazy, Jackie O died. This lady lost her whole life behind these procedures, and she's just one of however many thousands at this point. And instead of that being a warning, instead of that being enough for women to sit back and say, oh, hold on, I didn't sign up for all that. You don't listen. You're so riddled with determination. You're so riddled with rebellion and dissatisfaction for the life that the Most High has set before you. You will risk your own life trying to prove yourself a God. What you mean trying to prove myself a God? What do you mean by that? What a God has power. Okay. And I'm talking small g everyday language here. Okay. This is why people will talk about your idols and having gods before the Most High. Okay. Whatever has your power, whatever you are giving your all to, this is your God. Okay. And for a lot of people right now, money, fame, likes, attention, monetizing, this is their God. So whatever it takes to get to that point, even if they have to risk their life. It's almost as if the money is sitting on a throne and saying, okay, in order to get here, you have to do this and you have to do that. Remember when the kings used to play the music and they used to tell the people, okay, bow down and worship me when you hear the music? It's kind of like that. The money, the fame, is all sitting on this little throne over here. And it's like, okay, hey, you want this, then bow down and worship me. And because it's not a physical assembly, because it's not actually physically happening in front of us, some of us, even though we can recognize and acknowledge it, we will continue to walk into denial until that thing knocks us on our behind and we can't deny it anymore. Until you're walking around with forever issues and you can't deny it anymore. Until you're deformed and people are staring at you and wondering, dang, what happened to her? Oh my gosh, what happened to her? And now you can't deny it anymore. Until you pop up pregnant with no husband. And unfortunately, we've removed shame. So some of y'all don't even feel like that's a big deal anymore. But after you can no longer deny, your sin has found you out. And a lot of y'all don't want to take vanity as a sin, but to the degree that you are willing to risk your life, you're not putting me in a comatose state where I'm dependent on another person to keep me breathing and my heart beating unless it is absolutely necessary to save my life. Do you think that the Most High is okay with that? You're not supposed to look 25 forever. And you're not supposed to look like everybody else. That's the thing with these BBL girls. They all look the same now. It's like you're a living Barbie doll assembly line. And instead of us stepping back and looking and seeing what they're doing to everyone else and saying, no, run, save yourself. Every day, more and more of us are stepping on that assembly line, hoping to be the next Cardi B, hoping to be the next Megan Thee Stallion, the next EK, the next whatever. You want to be on Wildin' Out. You want to be instead of just being. Why are the things that you lust and desire for in your life so debased? Why are you hoping? Why is your goal to end up being the lowest of the low? And I know we don't like to call them low because look, they're beautiful. Look at these women. They're beautiful. They're pretty. They have money. They have everything. Oh my gosh, they have it all together. What is the condition of their soul? People who are content with their life and people who are at peace with their life do not have to be drugged up all the time to do anything. They don't have to be drinking 24 hours a day. They don't have to be doing drugs 24 hours a day. If you're happy and your spirit is content, I'm not saying you can't have a drink with the homies every now and then, but no, if you watch these women, they're always drinking. They're always smoking. It's always a bump in the nose. Always. You have to reach into another part of your personality to pull out this alter ego to do this thing that you know you're not supposed to be doing. Why do you think strippers have stage names? Why do you think strippers have stage names? Because you, as Katie, are not going to go up there and shake your behind. Katie was raised right. Katie knows better. But I can't think of a stage name. Fantasia over here does whatever. Why are the things that you want so common? Why are you going after low hanging fruit? And I know you may not feel like that is low hanging fruit, but it really is. It is, because you know all you're going to do is go and plump up your butt and put your butt in front of a camera, and now you're going to get these likes and these follows. That's the easy stuff to do, honey. That's easy. That's for the masses. Anybody, any man and a lot of women are going to easily be enticed and attracted to that. But then what? But then what? Because now you're just another butt on a timeline full of butts. And whereas at one time it was your goal to be the wife of one husband, now you feel like you need the eyes of thousands and hundreds and thousands on you. And so now you can't hear the Most High for running after what you think you're supposed to have or what everybody else has, and you're wondering why I can't have this and why I can't have that and why you're not supposed to be like everyone else. Noah stood alone in his generation. His cousins, aunts, uncles, friends, classmates, co-workers, people at the grocery store, people at the mall, the people selling him his car. In his entire generation, him and his family were the only ones found righteous. Sometimes you have to stand alone. When Yahushua was about to be crucified, yes, he had the 12 disciples, but when he went to pray, he said, y'all pray with me. He snuck off to pray, came back, they were asleep. Like, dang, my niggas, y'all couldn't even pray with me? Y'all couldn't even pray with me? He's going through his trial, and Peter is denying him. Word, you couldn't even hold it down. You couldn't even verbally attest. You was too scared. You're going to be alone. No one else took them nails in their hands. No one else took them nails in their feet. No one else hung from that tree for you. Oh, well, the robbers was there. No. Let me explain something to you. Two people can be experiencing the very same thing, and you'll have one story and I'll have another story. You and I can both go get our hair done right now. And because of the way my body is set up, I'm going to have anxiety. My stomach going to be hurting. And you might find it totally relaxing. Like, oh, I love getting my hair done. You're going to have to stand alone. You're not going to have a crowd in your time of need, in your time of trial. If a lot of us would be honest, we don't have friends like we think we have friends. Because when the time is dark and you're on your knees falling and praying, who can you call that is going to pray with you? If I can't text you and talk to you about some Bible, then what are we friends for? What am I talking to you for? You're not edifying me. You want to run around and make yourself fit into groups that you have no business being a part of. And you know you don't fit in. And instead of you having enough respect for yourself to remove yourself from this situation, to stop being the butt of people's jokes and stop catching the brunt of everyone's bullying, you're just so determined that this is the life that you're going to live. Yes, I'm going to be this person. This is what I want to do. And you're slowly deteriorating and taking away from yourself. If every time you come back from hanging with these people, your self-esteem is lower than it was when you first got there, they are not your friends, honey. He is not for you. Please understand that men can be jealous of women also. Men can be jealous of you and they will try to date you, jealous of you and all. Stop making loneliness your God. That's what a lot of y'all are doing. You're making loneliness your God, and that whatever direction you feel like your loneliness is pulling you in, that's what you're going to go after. And you're going to put up and you're going to tolerate whatever you have to do to feel like that you're going to cure this loneliness. When the fact of the matter is, the Most High should be getting that effort from you. And whatever I have to do to please him, that's what I'm going to have to do. And Yahweh, I'm just going to stand still here until I can figure out what it is you want me to do. It's not so much for you to try to form the world into what you want it to be. It is for you to conform to the life that the Most High has for you. It is for you to choose obedience and to turn away from sin. And again, like I said, it's not always about what's written. It's not always about what's written. It's about what is going on currently in your life. And so this is why some of y'all have this idea that the Most High created the heavens and the earth, and now he's just sitting up there, keeping us alive, making sure the grass doesn't grow too high, keeping the oceans back from destroying us, just little, earthly maintenance, just doing this thing up there. And for some of you all, this is a comforting thought because now, I'm free to do what I want to do. When the very fact of the matter is, you were created for a purpose. And instead of you acknowledging that purpose, trying to find that purpose and walking in that purpose, you've decided that you are a God of your own and you're going to make your own destiny. You're going to make your own destiny. You're going to write your own fate. And I guess in your mind, the Most High just has to deal with that. It's not so. Because if Paxton wouldn't have listened and we would have kept going with the tiller, It would have been a mess. It would have been a disaster. He'd have probably knocked over the chicken cage, scared the chickens. They'd have been running around. The dogs was on the other side, so they'd have probably took off. I mean, it could have been a hot mess. And a lot of y'all won't let go. You won't let go before it's too late. And so your life reflects that. There may be something or some people in your life right now that you know that you should have left a long time ago and you didn't. And for those of you that have married that person, I'm not talking to you. That is between you and the Most High. But for those of you who have not made any final decisions, listen. A year, 2 years, 3 years, 10 years of loneliness is better than a lifetime with the wrong person. A few years being single is better than those few years with the wrong person. And like, it's hard to get advice from people these days. I get it, because everybody only wants to tell you their worst stories. Like, it's hard to talk about marriage. I don't really say too much away from why Boaz don't want your ass about marriage on social media, because it is always met with negativity. And here the thing is, it don't even be firsthand testimony. It don't even be like, well, my husband did da 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 da. Sometimes it is. But for the most part, it's just angry single women telling me that, oh, they can't wait until my husband cheats on me and leaves me with my children. And I'm like, what? What? My husband gonna leave me? He seemed happy to me. Last time I checked, we was cool. What you talking about? Why are you saying this to me? Like, and with that being the overwhelming contribution from society, I guess I can say, it can be very easy to say like, oh, well, that's just not for me. I'm not gonna go through that. She's right. Oh my gosh, what if my husband ups and decides to leave me with the kids? It's not even worth it. And you work yourself up into a frenzy listening to a story from someone who's never been through it themselves. And then here's another thing y'all got to understand. A lot of people, when they tell you their stories, they're not willing to tell you how they were culpable in this story. They just want to come to you for sympathy. So now all of a sudden, this man is just so horrible and so terrible. Well, if he's so horrible and so terrible, how'd you get there, sis? Like, how'd you wind up with him in the first place? Even when it comes to you complaining about yourself, listen to what you're saying about yourself. I'm broke. I'm this. I don't like this. I don't like that. I wish I had this. I wish I had that. Why don't you have those things? Why aren't you living that life that you said that you want to live? And are you willing to change and be able to do anything about it? Are you willing to put in the work? Are you willing to learn the trade? Are you willing to network? Are you willing to learn the skill? Will you go take that class? Will you go back to school? Will you volunteer? Will you spend the time? Will you do what you need to do? Will you listen to instruction? Will you listen to wisdom and then implement it in your life so you can have this life that you say that you want? Don't end up 50, 60, 78, however old you are. Don't look back 2, 5, and 10 years later and you're still in the same spot. When me and the girls moved into our first apartment in Jersey, it was on a one-way street. If you know anything about New Jersey and one-way streets, then you know what went on one-way streets, okay? And I mean, yeah, it was relatively safe. It was relatively safe. I'm going to say that because when certain activities go on certain blocks, they do not let disturbances of other natures come onto that block so as to minimize the chances of law enforcement rolling up on said block. Okay. So you're not about to come through here speeding all crazy. You're not about to come through here fighting. You're not about to do none of that because we cannot have the police rolling up in here. Okay. And after I left there, I mean, the time that I was there, of course, the women were just horrible, just terrible. I mean, terrible. The girl that lived above us had like 7 or 8 kids. She was on welfare. I mean, horrible. Okay. But so we left, and even years later, a year later, 2 years later, 5 years later, these same people are still in that same place. The same people that was talking about me when I would get up and go to work every day, the same women that was sitting around laughing at me when I was getting up and going to work every day, still in the same place. Do you want to be one of those people? Like, do you want to be that person in someone else's story? Do you want someone to be giving a talk, a lecture, or whatever? You see them on TV, they've written a book, they've fulfilling their life dreams, and they're talking about you as one of the people they left behind. Do you want that? I know I don't. I know that would just like burn me to have somebody sitting there talking about me and I'm sitting up looking around in the same project apartment. Time waits for no one. I don't know if y'all realize this, but you're getting older and older and older every day. You're not getting younger. You can't go back. You can't turn back the hands of time. I don't care what they try to tell you. Listen, when you are in your 20s, there's a certain ethos that you live in. There's a certain energy about you because you are that age. This is the time to do the things, to explore the career, to, you know what I'm saying, get to know yourself. Just do your things. If you get married at that time, awesome. Like, you just have this great energy. Your 30s, the energy is different. You're supposed to be at a different maturity level in your 30s. You're supposed to be, you know, already married or getting married, having the kids, building the career. This is the things you're supposed to be doing. Okay. By the time you get to your 40s, you understand what I'm saying? There are different stages that you should be in at different times of your life. But if you're in your 40s trying to relive your 20s, you're missing out on the good things in your 40s. You'll never be content always trying to play catch up from your past. You'll never be content where you are if you're only always trying to fix your mistakes. You can never enjoy the fruits of your labor because you're busy trying to be someone else at another point in time. And all you will do is end up wasting time and having a life full of regrets about what you should have done. Because if you're in your 40s trying to be 20, you're not paying attention to your family. If you're married, you're not paying attention to your husband. You out here trying to be party girl again. Your children and your family are suffering. Your parents may be suffering because you're not playing a role that you're supposed to be playing in their life at that time. And so when everyone sits down to talk, it's never a good story about you. All they're ever talking about is how you were never there and all this and how you were doing that and how you weren't there for them. Is that what you want to hear from your family? You know, you want to be a good woman. You want to be a strong woman. You want to be a good mom. Are you making those sacrifices to be a good mom? Listen, there are times when I'm tempted to want to go back and finish my education and, you know, be a doctor and all this good stuff. But no, the time for that is past, sis. I'm not saying it can't happen later, but right now my job is to focus on educating the boys. My job is to focus on raising them right now. If I was to take away from them to go chase, I'm not even going to call it a dream because that's not the life I dream of. I dream of the life I'm living now. But if for some reason a wild hair was to get my eye and I decided to go and chase that, I'm missing the beauty of raising my boys. I'm missing the beauty of being a wife to my husband. I'm missing those things because I'm so busy trying to go back and redo and not listening and not being content where I am. There's a difference between being content and being complacent. Content, I'm satisfied where I am. Like, I'm satisfied. I'm not saying I don't want anything else, but I'm cool right now. Like, I'm happy. I'm cool. I'm peaceful. I'm calm. You can't live a life away from the Most High and have that. You can't live a life away from the Most High and still want that peace that surpasses all understanding. You can't live a life away from the Most High and still think that you're entitled to that same joy. You're not. You're not letting the Holy Spirit rest, rule, and abide in your life. So how are you entitled to the fruit of what He brings? I'm not paying you rent if I don't live in your house. I'm not cleaning up. I'm not contributing to your household if I don't live there. So why do you feel like, even though you told the Holy Spirit to kick rocks, that you're still entitled to the fruit of what He brings? Some of y'all might be a sugar mama, but I ain't never been one. And the Most High definitely ain't no sugar daddy. You can't get what I got. If my kids start wilding out, they can't come and ask me for nothing. You can't. No, you're disobedient. You're around here causing problems. No, don't ask me for nothing. Figure it out yourself. My daughter, my youngest one, was struggling in chemistry, right? But the whole time she's telling me, like, listen, Ma, I'm struggling with this chemistry class, blah, 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 blah. And now it does help that I've taken chemistry. I've done my prerequisites for nursing, so I know what that looks like. Okay. I've had, I don't know how many of y'all have had a chemistry teacher with a thick accent and had to, first of all, understand chemistry through a heavy accent. It is a struggle. Okay. I went through this situation years ago. My baby finds herself in this same situation right now. And so because she's coming to me and talking to me and letting me know what's going on, when she doesn't, I think she got like a D on her first test. But I'm not yelling at her because I already know what's going on. This is what you need to do to buckle down. And so when she comes to me and she's like, well, Mom, can I get some money to go out to eat? Okay, I don't have no problem with that because I know you're working and I know you're trying. But some of y'all don't want to talk to the Most High at all, period. You only want to go to Him when you need something. You don't want to come to Him during your struggles. And hear what hear me, okay? You've got to understand what a father really is. And I hate this for us because a lot of us didn't grow up with fathers. And so you don't learn that love that your father has for you, especially when you humble yourself before Him. I know I'm not supposed to be doing this and I'm really struggling with this. Yahweh, can you please help me? Yahweh, please. I really tried today. If you could please. Okay, if I could just make it till 12 o'clock. If I could just make it through today, please help me. I'm really trying. Okay, now we can go. Now we can go because I see you trying and you're asking me to help you. Now we can go. Now I can offer you support because, okay, you told me what you need. You told me what you're trying to do. Now I have advice. I can support you. When you're in need, I got you. But y'all not working it like that. You won't even talk to the Most High. And it's stop feeling like that just because he knows all and sees all that you don't have to pray to him and submit yourself. Okay, that's just like you walk by your mama every day and she see you, but if you don't say nothing to her, then it's like you're not even there. I don't live with my mama anymore. I have to call my mama. Yeah, I know she there and she know I'm here, but if I don't call her or she don't call me, then we don't talk. There's no communication. There's nothing going on. We just there. Same thing with the Most High. If you don't talk to him for you, he's just there. You basically using him for life support at that point. Like, just keep my heart pumping and my lungs going. Appreciate it, pimp. Like, that's really how y'all treat him. Until you need something. Could you please? You want to go quoting scripture. I have not because I asked not, and I'm knocking, and I need you to open the door. And please, I'm your child. You never seen the righteous forsaken or his seed begging bread. Please, I'm begging. Please, I should. Oh, now you got scripture? You ain't have scripture when you was in sin. You ain't have scripture when you was struggling. You ain't have nothing to offer the Most High then. But now you got scripture. Now you want to build altars and praise ye the Lord. That's not right. Paxton Phillips, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. Atticus asleep? What? Atticus never falls asleep.
I mean, you just passed out out of nowhere.
Really? Wow. I don't believe this. Oh, Atticus, there you are. Where you get this from? Oh, thank you. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, it's shaped like a little heart, too. It's so pretty. Thank you. Y'all took Khaleesi outside?
Out.
Oh, okay. Oh, thank you so much, honey. Back to the Atticus, ladies and gentlemen. So let me wrap this up, guys. So listen, y'all, as I tell you guys every week, the first step to getting out of the situation that you were in and getting into a better life, you have to repent. You have to turn from your sins. You have to submit your life to the Most High. You absolutely have to hand him everything. And I mean, literally talk to him about it. My prayer every day, Yahweh, I'm casting my cares onto you. Please give me what you have for me to do today. I mean, it's literally talking to him like that. And I beg you, please, go before him. Ask him to show you yourself. A lot of us are afraid to examine ourselves, afraid of what we're going to see. But ask him to walk you through it. He'll show you what you need to be shown. And then when he shows you, you need to be willing, open, and receptive to what he's showing you. Okay. Don't have him show you and you be in denial and you just walk away. No, listen to what he's saying. Be receptive to what he's showing you and be willing to put in the work to fix the things that need to be fixed. Say hey to Auntie Angelina. Why are y'all slurping on my water? Please let it go.
Nephews. Why she put 4 hearts? Because
heart eyes. Because you guys are so handsome.
Because she loves Atticus.
And Paxton. And you. All right, guys. Anything you want to talk to the folks about tonight? Atticus, Paxton?
Never be.
Never what?
No.
Anything? You got anything, Paxton?
Never.
How's school going for y'all? Y'all like school?
No.
No.
I rate school 6 out of 10.
You rate school a 6 out of 10?
Yeah.
That's pretty good rating for school. I mean, that's pretty good.
A 7.
A 7 out of 10? Really?
Yeah.
How do you like it?
I do, but sometimes I don't.
Oh, that's okay. You're not gonna like everything, but a 7 out of 10, that's good.
Wait, I got one. Sonic 3 is coming out December 20th. Sonic 3 is coming out December 20th.
Yeah, Sonic 3 is coming out December 20th. See, she said 2 heart eyes for Ada and Pax.
Wait, Paxton. See, Mom.
What? All right, y'all. So listen, I hope that something I said was helpful to you, whether you're listening live or on the replay. Say what? I hope that something I said was helpful to you, whether you're listening live or on the replay. Please feel free to reach out if you guys, you know what I'm saying, have any questions, concerns. I'm trying to piece it together, but we're gonna have to talk about prayer. We're gonna have to talk about prayer. I feel like it's not talked about enough, but it is the most important, essential part of your relationship with the Most High. I mean, I'm gonna say like right up there with obedience. There's no relationship without communication. And prayer is how you communicate. So we really have to get back to putting the focus on our life. Y'all know what I'm saying. So we are going to have that talk pretty soon here. Oh, look, so proud of you guys in your business.
Thank you, Auntie Anna.
Stop doing it.
Wait.
Say thank you. Stop messing with your lips.
Wait, who is that?
That's Auntie Angelina that said that. So proud of you guys in your business.
Thank you, Auntie Angelina. Oh, I thought we got our own credit cards.
They have their own Cash App cards now. So they itching to spend it, but they daddy won't let them. Did daddy let y'all buy anything today? No. They daddy will not let them spend their money.
Get dad to let me buy a pet rabbit.
A pet rabbit? You have 2 turtles and 5 dogs. Do we need a rabbit?
Mom.
What?
The dogs. I cannot even play with the dogs. First, Khaleesi, Shebra, they keep attacking me. And the dogs downstairs, they will definitely try to get some free meat from me.
Try to get free meat from you?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, I understand.
So
I understand what you're saying.
Rabbit, and Tittums is gonna make a mess.
Tittums is gonna make a mess. So you need a pet.
Plus, he's slow.
He said he need a pet rabbit, and I said we have 5 dogs and 2 turtles. Do we really need a rabbit? But he
don't need no rabbit, my boy.
Dad,
he's saying that he does.
Shebra and Khaleesi keep attacking me, and the dogs downstairs are gonna attack me like crazy.
I'm not gonna attack you. They playing with you.
No, they aren't. Dad, have you seen how?
Thank you for your great advice. Always something to take into consideration when leaving your live streams. All praises to the Most High. Thank you so much. Look, that's all I need. All I need is for one person to reconsider, for one person to
where that came from.
think about what I'm saying and to allow it to affect their lives positively. So all praises to the Most High.
Come down here and steal my seat right now.
He kind of did just take your seat, didn't he? Come on, accent so everybody can see you. All right,
Hey,
Atticus,
man.
you want to tell the people about the businesses or Paxton? Which one of y'all talking today? Paxton, tell them about the businesses.
And tell them about your business.
Top tier party.
Yeah. Tell them about top tier parties. What y'all do?
We do.
Come on, so you can be on camera. See, gotta
we
make sure
do
you're
bouncies and outside.
Bouncy rentals, tents, chairs, tables.
Where? Metro Atlanta. Metro Atlanta.
Metro Atlanta. I never knew where we did that.
Yeah, this is the Metro Atlanta area. Like Atlanta's the main city, but we live around it, so we consider Metro Atlanta. Okay.
Check this out, man. All praises to the Most High. Everybody get ready. If you are a hooper or you are friends with a hooper, make sure you tell them about Balling Through Babylon Bash B3 that's taking place November 28th and 29th. You know what I'm saying? $1,000 cash prize, 5v5. You know what I'm saying? Basketball, we will have performers and all that. Now, make sure you go follow.
Dad.
F3, Friends Up Family Fest on all platforms. And also make sure you go visit the website, 3mgmusic.com. That's where you can get your tickets, sign up to be a vendor, all of that good stuff. Make sure you tune in on Thursdays for Why Boaz Don't Want Your Ass. Follow me. Follow the YouTube. Monologue, my God. Follow the YouTube. This is where all of our family stuff will be. Follow YouTube, like, subscribe, share. They ain't turn on your notifications, all that good stuff. And if you feel so led, you can donate here, right here at the House of Mono. $1 or $2 will do. Ms. Mono, her hair and nail money is gonna start coming out of the cash app. And so if nobody donates, then her nails gonna be raggedy. So making her earn her keep around here.
Oh no, y'all, please help me. Please. Please help me, y'all.
I'm talking about. But nah, man, we love y'all, man. We want everybody to know, man, to continue to keep the commandments, man. Keep the law, statutes, commandments, man. Keep the faith in Hamashiach, bro, and get better and better every day, man. You might have failed yesterday. You might have failed today. Hey, man, get up, repent, and be better tomorrow. Be better every day. You know what I'm saying? Get better every day, man. Lean on that faith in Christ now. We got the grace, we got the mercy, but we don't dang abuse it. You know what I'm saying? We ain't supposed to abuse it, man. Do we continue in sin so grace may abound?
God forbid.
God forbid. None to bad. So that's about it for me, man. I love y'all.
All right. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me this evening. Again, I hope something that I said was helpful, whether you're listening live or on the replay. As always, repent and turn from your sins. Turn back to the Most High. We love you so much. What?
I want to say something.
Go ahead. Hurry up. We passed our time.
Mrs. Mono sips tea.
I will see you guys back here next Thursday. Same black time, same black station. I know I haven't been as active on social media this week. I'm getting it together, y'all. All right. I love you so much. Are you going live Saturday?
Yes.
Bible study, Sabbath class live Saturday with this
Big man.
I don't know if I can call him a sexy priest, but he is.
Sexy priest mono.
Sexy priest mono.
No, we cannot put that out in the
You
atmosphere.
said that. All right, Bible study on Saturday. We will see y'all there. We love you so much. Anything else? Anybody else? No? What? Okay, come on. Hurry up. We running over time.
Sips tea.
I did not press that button. Why would you make that, Dad?
All right, y'all. We love you so much. Shalom and shalom and good night.
Good night.
Mono.
Living super clean. That it came up.
One time for my king doing king things. Mommy's hoes cause he know he got a good thing. I
Tune in to Why Boaz Don't Want Your Ass with your host, Miss Mono.
Shalom and shalom, sisters and cousins, and praise the Lord, saints. It's your favorite housewife, Miss Mono.
Every Thursday from 8 to 10 p.m. live on YouTube at Miss Mono's World and Monologue Magad. Now also available on the Saya TV on Roku and Fire Stick. Why Boaz Don't Want Your Ass. Don't miss it, sisters and cousins.
let him save you in the end like a Semino. Be his help me, shout it, let the silly go.
One time.